Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody, depending on where you'll be joining us from. Thanks for taking your time out of your day to join us for the App Annie Connect webinar. My name is Tendai Shava. I am a product support lead here at App Annie. Before we get started, I just want to give you a quick background of App Annie and what we stand for. Right. Our mission is to help you and every business out there achieve success through apps. We do this through market data, tracking millions of apps on a daily basis for each and every country. We pride ourselves in providing the most accurate view of app performance. We do this by empowering well over 1 million app professionals and 94 of the top 100 mobile app companies. Right, now let's take a look at the App Annie suite. The App Annie suite can be categorized in the following manner. Firstly, we have the App Annie free product for tracking app rankings and data to get you started. Then secondly, we have the App Annie Connect product, which is basically a product that allows you to track your own app's metrics. And finally, the App Annie Intelligence platform to help you better understand market and app level insights to drive your app strategy. Alright, so today's agenda is pretty simple and straightforward. The goal of the webinar is to get you more familiar with the App Annie Connect product. So I'll be taking a deep dive on what is App Annie Connect, why we think you should be using this awesome product. I will also be giving you tips on getting set up correctly on App Annie Connect. This will be followed by a live demo that I am going to demonstrate to you on how to use the product and features that we have. And lastly, but not least, we'll have a Q&A section. Alright, so firstly, what is App Annie Connect? So App Annie Connect is a tool that allows you to easily use dashboards for tracking your own app's metrics. This in turn helps you understand KPIs that drive your app business. App Annie Connect can be set up with no SDKs and provides 100% accuracy, meaning there is no hassle at all in getting set up. With App Annie Connect, you will get an easier view of various metrics such as downloads and revenue, usage metrics like active users, daily active users, and advertising platform metrics such as ad revenue and expenses. Alright, so today our main focus is on setting up the App Store on the App Annie Connect product. So what we will want to achieve at the end of the day is for you to get access to your downloads data, keeping in mind that downloads here are installs by unique users. You'll also get access to your promotional downloads, which are basically downloads usually made through the volume purchase program in iTunes Connect. You will also get a view of your refunds, your updates, and revenue metrics, which will then be split out into different categories such as sales revenue, in-app purchase revenue, subscriptions, and subscriptions renewal, depending if you are using the subscription-based model. The grayed out sections will then be, we will be looking at them in our next webinar, where we look at how to connect your ad platforms. And that will be followed by how to connect your usage analytics accounts as well. Alright, now let's take a look at why you should be using App Annie Connect. App Annie Connect helps you manage your entire app portfolio. This is made simple to visualize through our robust dashboards. It also gives you access to track every dollar generated for your paid downloads, in-app purchases, and advertising. You get to track your app metrics in near real time. This will in turn will help you understand the impact of price changes, updates, and custom events on your downloads and revenues. All these metrics are made available to you on the web, on mobile, and on your inbox on a daily basis. Right, now let's take a look at what you will need on setting up your App Annie Connect account. Firstly, you'll have to make sure that you have registered with App Annie. If you have not, feel free to just go on the App Annie website and navigate to the registration page. Secondly, you'll need to make sure that you have active iTunes Connect and Google Play Developers Console accounts. I can do a quick check and just show you really quick what type of accounts you'll need. So for your iTunes Connect, you'll need to make sure you have access to sales and trends. You'll need to make sure you also have access to analytics, which we'll be using in our next webinar. On Google Play, you'll need to have access to your Google Play Developers Console account. And this should have in itself active apps within the account. Right, let's go back. The next step on syncing your or connecting your App Store accounts, there are 3 easy steps that you'll have to follow. So firstly, we'll have to make sure that you have your 2-step or 2-factor authentication set up. This helps with the security part of things and allows your connection to App Annie to be smooth. Secondly, you will need to make sure that you have your reports and sales roles to your store account. Just to show you real quick what I mean by that, supposing in your account, you will need to make sure that your user has been given access to the sales role. All right, firstly, let's just go back 1 step and we look at 2-step authentication. Here I've provided a link to the page where you have to activate your 2-step verification. And the process will basically mean once you've connected your 2-step, once you've set up your 2-step verification, on connecting your Apple ID to App Annie, you will receive a verification code on your device, which you will then enter to give App Annie access to collecting your data. As you can see, this is a very secure way of connecting your account. In Google Play, it is no different at all from what we've seen on iTunes Connect. You simply have to just make sure you've turned on the 2-step verification, and you will follow exactly the same process. Provide your credentials, get a notification with the verification code, simply enter the verification code, and App Annie will collect your data. All right, on applying your sales and reports roles, you'll need to make sure on iTunes Connect that you have the sales role connected, which basically gives your account access to view the sales data. And secondly, you will need the reports role, which basically gives access to our system to collect your report files on a daily basis on your behalf. Right. On Google Play, you will need to make sure you have either the financial role or the admin role to get set up. I have provided links to the pages that will guide you on doing so. All right, once you have taken care of those 2 steps, the last step will simply be to go to App Annie and provide us with your credentials so that we can start collecting your data. On providing your details, please note that we have an extremely safe and secure platform with the latest cryptographic technology on protecting your credentials. Once you have connected your account, our system then creates tasks that are created to our backend to collect your historical data from the store. And depending on the size of your account, this might take up to an hour. Now, each platform has its different behavior on getting started. So let's just take a look. Firstly, iTunes Connect provides daily report files, and these are the ones that we collect. These are provided every 24 hours and are available at PST. You will have to note that iTunes Connect only provides 1 year's worth of historical data at any given time. Meaning, the minute you connect to App Annie, we will only be able to collect 1 year's worth of historical data, making it the more important to actually connect to App Annie as soon as possible so that you start accumulating your historical data and keep it for as long as you want. For Google Play provides daily estimate files, and these are the actual files that we collect. We collect these files every 24 hours, meaning they're provided on a daily basis. Every day you get an update. You just need to note that in Google Play there is a noticeable 2-day lag on the reports. This is a default by the store, and hopefully in the future this will come to change. Google Play provides all-time historical data, so on connecting to App Annie you have a full historical report, which makes it easier to understand your app's activity over time. Alright, before we take a look into the live demo, I thought I should just give you a general direction on how the App Annie Connect dashboards are set up. So firstly, we have what we call the overview level dashboard, which holds multiple publisher data, meaning you can access app data for all your connected store accounts, both iTunes Connect and Google Play. You also have access to customize your view so that you can see the apps that you want to see every time you log in. The next level dashboard is what we refer to as the account level dashboard. This gives you a view of a specific store account connection and provides you with that store account connection's download and revenue data. Lastly, we have what we call the app level dashboard, which allows you as a user to drill down into a specific app's matrix to understand better what are the drivers of that particular app's downloads and other matrix. Alright, now I want to just take a few minutes to show you exactly the location on where you actually get the report file, where our system actually collects these report files. So I will go to iTunes Connect. Now, ordinarily, users tend to check for the downloads data under the App Analytics section. However, this will not be the same downloads data or data that you need to use on understanding your daily download and revenue matrix, because this section is for usage analytics. Yet we collect data on the sales and trends section, which provides you your day-to-day downloads and revenue reports. So don't make the mistake of comparing the data that you see on the App Annie dashboards with that you see on the App Analytics section. Rather, compare that with the Sales and Trends section. All right, for Google Play, this is also similar. We get our downloads reports, your downloads reports, on the Statistics section under the bulk downloads section called Install Statistics section, where we get your reports for each and every year. All right, now let's take a look at the App Annie platform. So firstly, this is your App Annie homepage. So now, firstly, what we want to do is make sure that we have our account connections set up correctly. So to navigate to the account connections page, all you need to do is go to your account email section and simply click on My Connections, which falls under the App Annie Connect subheading. So I'll simply just click there and I'll be taken to my account connections page. As you can see there, I already have my iTunes Connect account and my Google Play account connected. The steps that I took to connect these was simply click on Add New Account, and I'm prompted to select which App Store account I want to connect. So I'll click on iTunes Connect. Firstly, I'm asked to provide a display name, which basically just helps you identify your account easier. So you choose any display name that you deem fit for your account. The next bit will be to make sure that you have the Collect from Store data source selected. And once that is done, you simply provide your app details to get started. On connection, always remember that sometimes it takes at least an hour to collect your data on the first instance, and these reports will be updated once every 24 hours. Once you have connected your iTunes Connect account, if you have a Google Play account, all you have to do again is simply click on Add New Account. There's a slight difference on how you connect the iTunes Connect account and the Google Play account, in that on the Google Play account, you simply have to use the Google sign in to complete the connection. On clicking on the sign in, if you're connecting to App Annie for the first time, you will be asked to complete this two-step verification process. Once you've done that, App Annie will automatically create tasks to collect your data. Right, now let's take a look at the dashboards that I was talking about earlier. So to navigate to your dashboards, all you have to do is move your mouse over to the left side here. Under the My Connected Apps section, simply click on Overview. Now, on clicking on Overview, you are going to be taken to the dashboard that allows you, one, to customize which apps you want to view. Secondly, it also permits you to view apps from multiple platforms, meaning that I can view my app from iTunes Connect and Google Play at the same time, giving me permission or access to actually compare how well my app is doing over different platforms. So now to get started, I will simply click on the group selector there. What I'll then do is create my own group there. So I will just write any name that you want to call your group. I'll just call it Team Apps. And once I've done so, all I'll simply do is I will then add apps to my group by clicking on Add Apps. Now, on clicking on Add Apps, I am taken to a pop-up that shows all the different publishers that fall under my App Store connections that I connected earlier. So they are classified under platforms there. So what I'll do is simply click on iOS there, and I get to see the two different publishers that fall under my iTunes Connect account. So now I'll simply click on the drop down and select the apps that I want to see on my dashboard. Once I've done that for iTunes Connect, I can then still go ahead and select on the Google Play platform and choose the apps that I want to see. Once I feel, okay, now I have the apps that I want to see, all I have to do is add to the group and click Done. What will happen here is that every time I go to the Overview dashboard, these are the default apps that I'll be able to see on my dashboard. Of course, you can change this if you want, but I usually prefer having specific apps that I'm interested in to load first when I check out my downloads on a daily basis. So just to give you another tip here, you have access to only select a specific platform on your overview dashboard, which will simply just give you the type of platform that you want to view. So here it's not showing me any app because I selected an Apple TV app. So firstly, let's just click on all platforms to demonstrate further. The overview dashboard provides a data breakdown. So firstly, I can break down my apps. I can break down my data by apps, which is showing here. So I can see which app is generating the most downloads and revenue. I can also choose to use the country breakdown, which will then in turn show me which countries I am getting the most downloads from. You can also use platform if you just want to see which platforms are actually generating the most downloads and revenue. And last but not least, you can choose to categorize or break down your data by publisher. There is another good, interesting feature that you can use here. Suppose you're in charge of the United Kingdom app downloads. All you have to do is simply click on the countries breakdown and select a specific country. In this case, I'll select United Kingdom and click on it, and I'll be able to only view downloads and revenue data for that specific country. You also have access to change the date range and select to view date. For example, I only want to view my data for January. Select that and click, and you have access only to your January data, helping you do your analysis even better. You can toggle through downloads. You can also view your revenue data. You can view your spend data when you have connected your ad platform account connections, which is what we're going to look at in the near future when we go through the ad platforms connections in App Annie Connect. Once you have the ad platforms, you can then view gross margin per download. The daily active user and the average revenue per daily active user matrix will only be available once you have connected the usage analytics account connections, which is also a topic that we're going to look at in the near future. Now, let's take a look at what else you can do with this awesome feature. You can now view your account level dashboard, as this was basically what we were referring to earlier as the overview dashboard. So to view the account level dashboard, all you need to do is simply navigate to this section and click on the account section there. This gives you a list of all your account connections that you have. So you can click on the account that you want to view. For example, I want to view my iTunes Connect account. And there's an awesome feature in that you can easily add an account right away from the dashboard page. So now I am on the overview page of the account level dashboard. This has now narrowed down my view to a specific publisher. So now I have access to export this dashboard. Simply click on export and export CSV. I have access to the downloads data. I have access to the revenue data. I have access to the spend, gross margin, and gross margin per download matrix. Now, suppose you want to understand what is the definition of a specific metric that you see on a dashboard, all you have to do is simply hover your mouse on that specific column name, and you'll get the definition of the metric. For example, here we're saying downloads are not only just the installs per user here, but we are also including the promotional downloads matrix. If you want to understand what revenue is here, we're basically saying this is the sum of app revenue, in-app purchase revenue, and ad revenue. Right. This is basically the overview of the account level dashboard. The next level dashboard that we're going to look at is the app level dashboard. To navigate to the app level dashboard, all you have to do is select a specific app. Here, for example, I will select my favorite app, No Burnt Toast Cooking Timer. On clicking on that, I am taken to the downloads dashboard for that app. Now, you will notice that the breakdowns are very similar to the previous dashboards. So, by default, data is broken down by region or by country. So now you can see the countries that are making most of the downloads for that specific app. You can also choose the breakdown by source, which will show you how many downloads were made for that app in that specific period, how many refunds were done, how many promotional downloads were done, and how many updates you had for the app. You also have the option of selecting specific countries that you want to concentrate on. All you have to do is simply just click on each country that you want to view. You must note that the maximum number of countries that you can select is 13. Once you're done, all you have to do is simply just click on that, and you will get a full view of that specific country or countries' data. You have access to share the information that you have selected to a teammate. You can also create teams so that people can actually view this on periodically. We'll touch on teams in a later webinar. So just to go back to the app downloads dashboard, we also have the revenue dashboard. If you click there, this takes you to the revenue dashboard for the specific app. The breakdowns are exactly the same as those that we saw on the downloads dashboard. However, the matrix are the ones that are different. For example, now we are breaking down the total revenue figure. So you can view it sales revenue data. You can view in-app purchase revenue data. If you have subscriptions for that app, you will also be able to view the subscriptions matrix in this dashboard. And if you have connected your ad revenue, your ad platform accounts, you'll be also able to see the ad revenue generated by the app. Again, just to reiterate, if you don't understand what consists on a specific matrix or what the definition of that particular matrix means, all you have to do is just toggle on the column name to get more information. We also provide a very cool dashboard, which is basically one of my favorite dashboards, the in-app purchase dashboard, which gives you more insight on what type of in-app purchases your users are actually buying on your app. So here we have broken down in-app purchase revenue. We provide in-app purchase units. We provide promotions, refunds. You also get to see your new subscriptions here and your subscriptions renewal, making it quite easy to view all your revenue drivers in one place. And always remember to check what the specific matrix definition is by simply navigating to the column name. All right, so basically this is the first bit of understanding the different type of dashboards provided in App Annie Connect. In our next webinar, we'll be looking into how to connect your ad platform account. I'll just move there so that you can get access to metrics such as ad revenue, ad expenses, and so forth. Once we've completed the ad platforms section, we'll look into the usage analytics section so that you can get a complete view of what App Annie Connect could do for you. My name is Tendai Shava. Thank you very much for joining me. Now we'll open the floor for the Q&A sessions. Thank you.
All right, so firstly, I'll read the first question, which says, can you please tell me the integration on Google Play Developers Console and iTunes Connect with App Annie are free? And the answer is yes. The App Annie Connect product is completely free. All right, then we'll go to the next question. Can I use app level dashboard in the free version of App Annie? Yes, you can use all the dashboards that I mentioned on earlier. So that is, you have access to the overview dashboard and you have access to the account level and as well as the app level dashboard. All right, the next question is, can you please explain more about the delay on Google Play? All right, so we have gotten in touch with the Google Play Developers Console support team, and they have mentioned to us that by default they will have a 2-day lag in reports. This is because there are cases where some transactions take longer to clear, therefore they decided to have that lag to cater for those type of transactions. All right, let's go to the next question. is there a possibility to get other metrics different than download and revenues from App Annie Connect in the future? Yes, definitely there is. If you look at the slides where I listed down the different metrics, we will definitely be adding more and more metrics as we go along. We are planning on having more webinars on App Annie Connect so that we can introduce you to other metrics that we support under the Ad Platform section and the Usage Analytics section. All right. The next question is regarding the date range selection. I can see that the most recent date I can select is 10 March. Could you explain why the data is delayed? All right, so on this section, on this case, it depends. If it's on iTunes Connect, it will be a case where we have to check if there was a delay on your account or if the account naturally didn't have any downloads. If there was a delay, we will go ahead and run a scrape task again today to try and recollect that data. But if that's not the case, please feel free to just send in an email to support@appannie.com and I will take a look at it and get back to you. All right, the next question is, can other companies check data for my app? And the answer to that is absolutely not. You only have access to view your own app's data. No one else does have that access. We take pride in security in as far as App Annie Connect is concerned, and we do not give access to anyone but you on your app's data. All right, the next question is, how can I connect my Google Play account to App Annie if my account uses single sign-on? All right, this is a very good question. If your company uses single sign-on, we cannot support the connection. The reason being that our system only can read the Google Play login page. So the workaround on doing that would be for you to create a sub-account that does not have a single sign-on. By sub-account here, I simply mean create another Gmail account and simply request the Google Play Developers Console admin to give that account access to your app's data. All right, perfect. Are there any other questions? Please keep the questions coming in. All right, I think there are no further questions, but if you have any questions in the future, please feel free to contact our support team. We'll gladly help you. The email address to get in touch with our support team is support@appannie.com. Thank you very, very much.